construction communities are everywhere in Kansas City, and when people reach out to us about moving here, new construction homes are often really high on their list. There's something really appealing about everything being brand new. You don't have to budget for big expensive systems or repairs, and you can often choose the floor plan and design options to really make it yours. I'm never surprised when someone decides to go this route, but what are the inside tips that you need to know, and how do you make sure that new construction is the right choice for you?
My name is Mason Mars, and this is my twin brother Micah. We're a local real estate team right here in Kansas City. Our team helps people relocate to the KC metro area, and if you're considering a move to Kansas City, we want to be your real estate agents. If you're ready to start planning your move or you have any questions, you can book a quick call with us using the link down in the description or shoot us an email. Again, all of our contact info is right down below.
One of the first big decisions you'll need to make when it comes to new construction is what kind of home you're looking for and which builder can best deliver that for you.
One of the best things about new construction is just how many options there are to choose from. There are a ton of different builders here, and they each offer something a little bit different. There are builders that offer a more limited floor plan and design options, but these builds also tend to be a lot more affordable. Most of the time, these builders have a select 3 or 4 floor plans to choose from. And then instead of going through and choosing the exact materials and finishes yourself, they have design packages that you can choose from. These packages may include flooring, carpet color, countertops, cabinet color, and fixtures. With these type of builders, you can choose which package you like best, but you aren't able to mix and match color options between certain packages.
Some of these more affordable builders also use more cost-effective materials. For example, luxury vinyl plank flooring may come standard instead of hardwood floors. Some builders include a tile backsplash in the kitchen that's standard, while others charge an upgrade for something like that. The more affordable builders may offer a shower insert as opposed to like full ceramic tile in the shower.
Other builders allow you to choose the exact finishes and materials that you want at a design studio, so you're not limited to the package that a builder has put together. This is great if you want more freedom to customize the home and you don't mind paying a little extra to do it.
And then of course you can go all the way to the other end of the spectrum and work with a builder who will do things completely custom. This can get pretty expensive depending on what you choose, but if this is your forever home, you may not mind spending a little more to get exactly what you want.
Another difference you'll notice here in KC is that new construction homes in some communities won't have basements. This can be a pretty big deal depending on the buyer, considering we live in the Midwest and get tornadoes fairly frequently. You may decide you want a basement, but if you can live without one, you may be able to save quite a bit of money. New construction homes built on a slab without a basement are typically significantly cheaper.
Timeline is also something to think about if you're considering new construction. A lot of people assume that you have to wait months and months for a new build, but a lot of builders will have what's called spec homes. Spec is short for speculative, and it just means that the builder built the home speculating or in anticipation of a buyer coming along to buy it. These homes are built before the builder actually has a contract with the buyer.
We actually had a buyer do this recently. We looked at some resale options, but they kind of started to consider new construction, and they didn't want to wait the 8 to 12 months for the home to be built. We found them a spec home that was pretty much almost finished, and we closed on it in less than 45 days. They didn't get to have too much of a say in the finishes or the colors that were chosen because the home was basically done by the time we signed the contract. But they loved the choices that the builder had made, and they got into their home without the long wait.
If you are wanting to find something that isn't quite as far along so you have some say in the design choices, build times can be as long as 12 to 18 months depending on where they are in the process and the type of home you're wanting to build. And of course, it's not uncommon for things to be delayed because of an issue with getting materials or delays caused by the weather. Patience is really key here for sure.
The other thing to keep in mind if you choose to take the time to build from the ground up is you won't know exactly what your monthly payment will be when you start the process. This is because you typically aren't able to lock in your interest rate until you're about 45 days from closing. If you're buying a home that is only about 2 months from completion, this may not be a big deal because there really is only roughly a 2-week period where you're exposed to changes in the market.
But if you plan to build completely from scratch, there could be several months of waiting before you can lock in that rate. Interest rates may be really great at the time when you're looking for a home, but if it's going to take 8 to 10 months to build the house, it could be a really different story by the time you go to lock in your interest rate. Rates can fluctuate by quite a bit as we've seen over the last year, and this can have a pretty sizable impact on your monthly payment.
In some cases, you can pay to lock in your interest rate for a longer period of time. But of course, the longer you lock the rate, the more expensive it's going to be. In a lot of cases, rates won't move a ton over a 3 to 4 month period, but this isn't a guarantee. We actually just saw mortgage rates jump by a full percentage point over the last 30 days, so it totally can happen. This is just something to keep in mind if you do decide you want to go with a home that requires a longer build time.
Something you might not know about buying new construction is that you should always have your own agent to represent you and your best interests. In most cases in new construction, there will be an agent who works for the builder, and their job is to sell the home and protect the best interests of that builder. So it's important to work with somebody who will work to protect your best interest and to help find solutions if and when there are bumps in the road.
For example, we represented some clients a while back who were under contract to purchase a new build, and the builder's agent calls me a few months in and tells me that they made a mistake when they ordered the windows. This buyer had chosen black windows for the front of their home, and the builder only ordered white windows. They gave the buyer a choice to just have the white windows installed or to delay closing by a few weeks to allow them time to get the black windows in and install them. The buyer didn't really want the white windows, but they also didn't want to delay the closing date. I made several phone calls to the builder's agent, and we were able to negotiate a credit back to the buyers in exchange for keeping the white windows. Without someone there looking out for their best interests, our buyers may have been forced to settle for something that they didn't truly want without anything in return. This wasn't the only bump in the road for these buyers, but it's just one example of why having someone looking out for you is crucial.
The last thing that you need to know about new construction is you really get what you pay for. Like we talked about at the beginning, every builder is different, and sometimes the cheapest isn't always the best. Some builders may seem like they have really great prices, but just know going in that there's typically a reason for this. Some of the finishes are sometimes lower quality than you may see from another builder.
Some builders price their homes fairly competitively up front, but then charge for all kinds of things that are considered upgrades with this builder that may be standard with another. So it's really important to do your homework and make sure you're comparing apples to apples to make sure you're getting the best bang for your buck.
This doesn't mean that all the cheaper builders are bad though. Some buyers don't care to have the top of the line materials and really want new construction simply because they don't want to deal with a lot of the hassles that come up with resale. But it's really just something to keep in mind as you start to look.
This is why we always recommend you look at homes from a few different builders before you make your decision. We worked with a client last year and we went and toured a few homes from a particular builder here in town. She really thought she may want to write a contract that day, but we encouraged her to take a look at similar floor plans from other builders just to make sure. And she ended up getting some higher quality finishes with one of the other builders than she would have gotten if she stuck with the first one.
If you're new to Kansas City or you're just not that familiar with builders in the area, we can help you find the right builder for the type of home that you want. If you're ready to start planning your move, shoot us an email or book a quick call with us using the link in the description below. We can't wait to meet you.